Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel, The Messiah Path. Today, we have something truly fascinating that will make you reflect. Have you ever wondered what Jesus did when he was a child? We all know about his adult life, full of miracles and teachings. But here is a part of his life that has remained shrouded in mystery, something that few people know about, his childhood. Imagine a child with abilities that defied everything we thought was possible, performing miracles so astonishing that they would leave you speechless. Would it surprise you to know that there are hidden and little-known accounts of these extraordinary events, miracles so impressive that they'll make you question what you thought you knew about Jesus of Nazareth? From creating life in clay figures to bringing dead children back to life, these accounts show a young Jesus endowed with such great divine power that it seems impossible. But why aren't these miracles in the Gospels we know? What other amazing stories have remained in the shadows? Join us on this exciting journey to the past, to a time when the divine and the supernatural manifested in the life of a child. Get ready to discover the 10 most impactful miracles of Jesus' childhood, taken from ancient texts that challenge logic and time. Each story will surprise you more than the last, and we guarantee you won't be able to stop watching until the end. Before we dive into these stories full of mystery and revelation, we invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell. You won't want to miss our upcoming videos, where we'll continue unveiling the most impressive secrets of biblical history. Miracle 1. Shaping clay birds and giving them life. Let's begin with the first miracle, shaping clay birds and giving them life. This miracle, one of the most fascinating attributed to Jesus in his childhood, will astonish you. One Sabbath day, when he was about 5 years old, Jesus was playing by a stream in his village. With great skill, he began to mold 12 clay birds with his hands. The children from the village, drawn by his ability, gathered curiously to see what Jesus was creating. After carefully shaping each bird, Jesus paused to admire his work. Then, with a simple breath, the clay birds came to life and began to fly, filling the air with their melodious songs. The adults, initially upset by what they considered work on the Sabbath, were completely amazed to witness this miracle. Their faces showed a mix of astonishment and fascination as they watched the birds fly before them. This event, narrated in the Gospel of the Infancy of Thomas, chapter 2, reveals Jesus' incredible creative and divine capacity from a very young age. Although this miracle is not recorded in the canonical Gospels, it highlights the early recognition of his divinity within the Christian tradition. This miracle is especially significant because it emphasizes Jesus' creative nature, reflecting God's power in creating the world. Miracle 2. Drying a pool of water. Jesus, always ingenious and overflowing with creativity, often played near a stream close to his home. One day, while enjoying the water, he used the mud and water from the stream to create several small pools, each one a little work of art formed with his own hands. Each pool displayed his skill and ability to shape things, showcasing his deep mastery over materials. However, while Jesus was engrossed in his creation, a child passing by, upset for some reason, decided to destroy the pools. He stirred the mud and water angrily, unaware of the effort Jesus had put into his work. In the face of this injustice, Jesus looked intently at the child and with a single word made all the water disappear, leaving the pools dry as if nothing had happened. This miracle, recounted in the Gospel of the Infancy of Thomas, reveals Jesus' absolute control over nature, even in everyday situations. This act not only shows his divine power and authority from an early age, but also illustrates his ability to supernaturally respond to injustices, teaching, even as a child, that we must set boundaries and practice justice in all our actions. This miracle also reminds us of Jesus' patience and transformative power, for he has the ability to turn the most negative circumstances into moments of teaching and wonder. Miracle 3. Giving life to a dead plant. During one of his walks through the peaceful fields near his home, Jesus came across a plant that lay wilted and completely dry, as if it had lost all hope of living. The scene was desolate, a life overshadowed by the dryness of time, utterly abandoned to its fate. But something in Jesus' heart, moved by deep compassion and an innate desire to restore what was lost, changed everything. With a gentleness only he could possess, he softly touched the plant, as if his touch itself conveyed a message of renewal. He spoke words filled with power, and immediately the plant came to life. Its stem, once bent, began to rise, and its leaves, dry and sorrowful, were filled with vibrant green, reflecting the vitality Jesus had brought back. This miracle, described in the apocryphal texts, is a striking symbol of Jesus' ability to give life to what is dead, restoring what has been deteriorated. In this event, not only his divine power is highlighted, but also his deep connection to nature and his ability to transform desolation into vitality. The scene shows us a Jesus who did not merely walk the earth, but made it bloom, as if his very presence could breathe life into it. This miracle is not just a physical act, but also a message of hope, a promise that Jesus can bring new life and restore what has been lost, not only in nature, but in the hearts of those around him. Miracle 4. Healing a child bitten by a snake. While joyfully playing in the fields, a close friend of Jesus suffered a fatal bite from a poisonous snake. The venom, quick and lethal, began spreading through his body, causing unbearable pain and threatening his life. In that moment of desperation, Jesus, without a second's hesitation, quickly approached his friend. With a gaze filled with compassion and determination, he gently touched the wound, and with words full of authority and power, he fervently prayed. In an instant, something extraordinary happened. The venom completely disappeared, as if it had never existed, and the child's health was instantly restored, his body free of pain and suffering. This miracle, narrated in the Gospel of the Childhood of Thomas, highlights Jesus' incredible healing power, even as a child. This act of healing not only reveals his divine ability to intervene in times of crisis, but it also shows the deep compassion Jesus felt for others. This miracle is an early display of the countless acts of healing he would perform during his adult life, a foretaste of the infinite mercy he would offer to humanity. However, this miracle was much more than saving a life. It forced the villagers to look beyond their astonishment and recognize the divine power that resided in Jesus. It was a tangible testimony of his ability to heal and protect, a manifestation of his immense care for those who were close to him. Miracle 5. Raising a child who fell from a roof. One day, while playing on the rooftops of the village houses, a neighboring child slipped and fell to the ground, losing his life instantly due to the severity of the fall. The parents, devastated by the pain, cried out desperately for help. Seeing the anguish of the parents, Jesus was deeply moved. Without hesitation, he approached the child's body, took his hand, and with authority, commanded him to rise. To the astonishment of all those present, the child came back to life, healthy and safe. This miracle, also found in the apocryphal texts, reveals Jesus' authority over life and death, foreshadowing the resurrections he would perform during his adult ministry, such as that of Lazarus. This event highlights Jesus' divine power to restore hope in moments of despair. It also demonstrates his deep compassion and his willingness to intervene to relieve human suffering, strengthening the community's faith in his power. The resurrection of the child not only brought joy and relief to his family, but it also became a powerful testimony of Jesus' ability to restore life and transform sorrow into joy. Miracle 6. Healing a man wounded by an axe. In a village, there lived a carpenter who earned his living by working with his hands. One day, while working in his shop, he suffered an accident and deeply cut his foot with an axe. The wound was so severe that it seemed impossible to heal without medical assistance. When Jesus heard about the accident and saw the man's distress, he approached him with compassion. He gently touched the man's injured foot and prayed fervently. Instantly, the wound closed completely, and the carpenter's foot was fully restored. This miracle demonstrates Jesus' ability to miraculously heal physical wounds, showcasing not only his divine power, but also his deep concern for human needs. This event not only alleviated the carpenter's pain, but also revealed Jesus' compassion for those who suffer and his ability to provide immediate relief. Furthermore, this miracle highlights how the divine can manifest in the everyday, showing that Jesus transforms even the most common situations into opportunities to display his healing power. Miracle 7. Resurrecting a fallen boy. In a neighboring village, a boy fell gravely ill due to a rapidly spreading disease. Despite the efforts of his family and local healers, the boy succumbed to the illness and died. The news of his death plunged the village into deep sorrow and shock. When Jesus learned of the tragedy, moved by the pain of the family, he felt compelled to act. Determined to help, Jesus went to the house of the deceased boy. With a sincere prayer and a healing touch, he restored the boy to life, bringing him back into the arms of his mother. This miracle, although narrated in non-canonical texts, reaffirms Jesus' power over death and his ability to give life. This act of resurrection not only anticipates his own triumph over death, but also emphasizes his promise of eternal life for those who believe in him. Additionally, this miracle strengthens the community's faith in the divine power of Jesus and his ability to perform extraordinary acts of compassion and healing. The resurrection of the boy not only brought comfort and joy to his family, but also became a powerful testimony of Jesus' love and mercy. Miracle 8. Restoring sight to a blind boy. In a village, there lived a boy who had been born blind, facing enormous daily challenges. This boy had never seen the light of day, nor the faces of the people he loved most. One day, as Jesus passed through the village, he noticed the boy and was deeply moved by his situation. Moved by infinite compassion, Jesus approached the boy, gently touched his eyes, and spoke healing words filled with power. In an instant, the boy regained his sight and, for the first time, was able to see, filling his heart and his family's with indescribable joy and wonder. This miracle emphasizes Jesus' incredible ability to restore sight to the blind, an act of mercy that reveals his divine power. This event foreshadows the numerous healings he would perform during his ministry, such as the healing of the blind man born in the Gospel of John, showing how his intervention transformed lives. Additionally, this miracle highlights the importance of sight, not only in its physical sense, but also as a metaphor for spiritual enlightenment and the revelation of truth. The restoration of this boy's sight not only improved his quality of life, but became a powerful symbol of Jesus' power to bring clarity and understanding to those in darkness, both physically and spiritually. Miracle 9. Healing James from a snakebite. While playing in the fields, a close relative of Jesus, named James, was bitten by a venomous snake. The bite caused a rapid and dangerous reaction in his body, putting his life at risk. Seeing the danger, Jesus did not hesitate for a moment. He quickly approached, took James's foot, prayed fervently, and with a divine act extracted the poison, healing him instantly. This miracle highlights Jesus' ability to protect and heal those he loves, showing his divine power and care not only for strangers but also within his own family. This event illustrates Jesus' constant concern for those around him and his willingness to use his divine power for the well-being of others. It was a clear testimony to Jesus' power and compassion, a reminder of his ability to intervene miraculously in dangerous situations. Additionally, this miracle emphasizes the importance of family in Jesus' life, showing that his love and care extended not only to his loved ones, but also to those outside of his close circle. Miracle 10. Raising an aggressive child. A neighborhood child, in a fit of anger, struck Jesus during a game. Moments later, in a tragic accident, the child stumbled and fell on a stone, losing his life instantly. Overcome with despair and pain, his mother begged Jesus to bring him back to life. Moved by the anguish and regret of the mother, Jesus resurrected the child, demonstrating both his divine power and infinite compassion. This miracle reflects the dual nature of Jesus' power, his authority over life and death, along with his boundless mercy. The resurrection of the child not only relieved the mother's pain, but also became a powerful testimony to Jesus' ability to transform conflict into reconciliation and love. This miracle emphasizes the importance of forgiveness and compassion in Jesus' teachings, showing that his divine power was always accompanied by profound and merciful love. It is important to note that, while these apocryphal texts are not part of the official New Testament, They provide a rich narrative tradition that foreshadows what would later be confirmed in Jesus' adulthood. His supernatural power, his ability to perform miracles, and his unconditional love for others. The Gospels of Matthew and Luke offer more details about his birth and early years, such as the visit of the Magi and the flight to Egypt, as well as his birth in Bethlehem and presentation at the temple. One of the few additional mentions of his childhood is in Luke, where, at the age of 12, Jesus astonishes the teachers in the Temple of Jerusalem with his wisdom. However, the canonical Gospels do not provide many details about his childhood or mention miracles performed by Jesus during this stage of his life. This is where the apocryphal Gospels come in, texts written in the early centuries of Christianity that were not included in the official canon. We have reached the end of this fascinating journey through the lesser-known miracles of Jesus' childhood. I hope these stories have sparked your curiosity and given you a new perspective on the life of Jesus. But this is just the beginning. Many more mysteries are waiting to be discovered. I invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell so you won't miss the upcoming videos, where we will unveil the deepest and most astonishing secrets of biblical history. Every week, we will bring you new stories that will leave you breathless and make you question everything you know. If you are ready to keep exploring the inexplicable, subscribe now and join our community of truth seekers.